the book of Hosea, Hosea, Yeshua, Hosea, Yehoshua. The word of the Father came to Hosea, son of Beeri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, son of Joash, king of Israel. 1. The prophet's marriage and symbolism, marriage of Hosea and Gomer. When the Father began to speak to Hosea, the Father said to Hosea, "Go, get for yourself a woman of prostitution and children of prostitution, for the land prostitutes itself, turning away from the Father." So he went and took Gomer, daughter of Diblaim. She conceived and bore him a son. Then the Father said to him, "Give him the name Jezreel, for in a little while I will punish the house of Jehu for the bloodshed at Jezreel, and bring to an end the kingdom of the house of Israel. On that day I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel." She conceived again and bore a daughter. The Father said to him, "Give her the name Not Pitied, for I will no longer have pity for the house of Israel. Rather, I will be utterly abhorred to them. Yet for the house of Judah I will feel pity. I will save them by the Father, their God, but I will not save them by the bow or sword or by warfare, by horses or horsemen." After she weaned, not pity, she conceived and bore a son. Then the Father said, "Give him the name Not My People. For you are not my people, and I am not for you. And I am for you." Chapter 2. The number of the Israelites will be like the sand of the sea, which can be neither measured nor counted. Instead of being told, "You are not my people," they will be called children of the living God, the Father. Then the people of Judah and of Israel will gather together. They will appoint for themselves one head and rise up from the land. Great indeed shall be the day of Israel. Say to your brothers, "My people," and to your sisters, "Pity the father in Israel, his spouse." Accuse your mother, accuse, for she is not my wife, I am not her husband. Let her remove her prostitution from her face, her adultery from between her breasts, or I will strip her naked, leaving her as on the day of her birth. I will make her like the wilderness, make her like an arid land, and let her die of thirst. I will have no pity on her children, for they are children of prostitution. Yes, their mother has prostituted herself. She who conceived them has acted shamefully. For she said, "I will go after my lovers, who give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, my oil and my drink. Therefore I will hedge in her way with thorns, and erect a wall against her, so that she cannot find her paths. If she runs after her lovers, she will not overtake them. If she seeks them, she will not find them. Then she will say, I will go back to my first husband, for I was better off then than now." She did not know that it was I who gave her the grain, the wine, and the oil, I who lavished upon her silver and gold, which they used for Baal. Therefore I will take back my grain in its time, and my wine in its season. I will snatch away my wool and my flax, which were to cover her nakedness. Now I will lay bare her shame, in full view of her lovers, and no one can deliver her out of my hand. I will put an end to all her joy, her festivals, her new moons, her Sabbaths, all her seasonal feasts. I will lay waste her vine and fig trees, of which she said, "There are the fees of my lovers have given me." I will turn them into rank growth, and wild animals shall devour them. I will punish her for the days of the Baals, for whom she burnt incense, when she decked herself out with rings and her jewelry, and went after her lovers, but she forgot me. Oracle of the Father. Therefore I will allure her now. I will lead her into the wilderness and speak persuasively to her. Then I will give her the vineyard she had, and the valley of Achor as a door of hope. There she will respond as in the days of her youth, as on the day when she came up from the land of Egypt. On that day, Oracle of the Father, you shall call me my husband. You shall never again call me my Baal. I will remove from her mouth the names of the Baals. They shall no longer be mentioned by their name. I will make a covenant for them on that day, with wild animals, with the birds of the air, and with the things that crawl on the ground. Bow and sword and warfowl will destroy from the land, and I will give them rest and safety. I will betroth you to me forever. I will betroth you to me with justice and with judgment, with loyalty and with compassion. I will betroth you to me with fidelity, and you shall know that I am the Father. On that day I will respond, Oracle of the Father. I will respond to the heavens, and they will respond to the earth. The earth will respond to the grain and wine and oil, and these will respond to Jezreel. I will sow her for myself in the land, and I will have pity on not pitied. I will say to not my people, you are my people. And he will say, my God, my Father. Chapter 3. Hosea and his wife reunited. Again the Father said to me, Go, love a woman who is loved by her spouse but commits adultery. Just as the Father loved the Israelites, though they turned to other gods and loved raisin cakes, so I acquired her for myself for 15 pieces of silver and a homer and a lechet of barley. Then I said to her, you will wait for me for many days. You will not prostitute yourself or belong to any man. I in turn will wait for you. For the Israelites will remain many days without king or prince, without sacrifice or sacred pillar, without ephod or household gods. Afterward the Israelites will turn back and seek the Father, their God Most High, and David, their king. They will come trembling to the Father, to his bounty in the last days. Israel's guilt and punishment and restoration. Chapter 4. Indictment of Israel. Hear the word of the Father, you Israelites, for the Father has a dispute with the inhabitants of the land. There is no fidelity, no loyalty, no knowledge of the God the Father in the land. Swearing, lying, murder, stealing, and adultery break out. Bloodshed follows bloodshed. Therefore the land dries up, and everything that dwells in it languishes. The beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and even the fish of the sea perish. Guilt persist. Guilt of priest and of people. But let no one accuse, let no one rebuke. But with you is my dispute, priest. You will stumble in the day, and the prophet will stumble with you at night. I will make an end of your mother. My people are ruined for lack of knowledge. Since you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you from serving as my priest. Since you have forgotten the law of your God, the Father, I will also forget your children. The more they multiply, the more they sinned against me. I will change their glory into shame. They feed on the sin of my people and are greedy for their iniquity. Like people, like priests, I will punish them all for their ways and repay them for their deeds. They will eat but not be satisfied. They will promote prostitution but not increase, because they have abandoned the Father, devoted themselves to prostitution. Aged wine and new wine take away understanding. My people consult their piece of wood, and their one makes pronouncements for them. For the spirit of prostitution has led them astray. They prostitute themselves, forsaking their God. On the mountaintops they offer sacrifice, and on the hills they burn incense, beneath oak and poplar and terebinth trees, because of their pleasant shade. Therefore your daughters prostitute themselves, their daughters-in-law commit adultery. I will punish your daughters for their prostitution, nor your daughters-in-law for their adultery, because the men themselves consort with prostitutes, and with temple women they offer sacrifice. Thus a people without understanding comes to ruin. Though you prostitute yourself, Israel, do not let Judah become guilty. Do not come to Gilgal. Do not go up to Beth-Aven. Do not swear, as the Lord lives, for like a stubborn cow, Israel is stubborn. Will the Father now pasture them like lambs in a broad meadow? Ephraim is bound by 2 idols. Let him alone. When their drinking is over, they give themselves to prostitution. They love shame more than their honor. A wind has bound them up in its wings, and they shall be ashamed because of their altars. Chapter 5. Guilt of the religious and political leaders. Hear this, priests, pay attention, house of Israel, Shema, household of the king, give ear, for you are responsible for judgment. But you have been a snare at Mizpah, a net spread upon Tabor, a pit dug deep in Shittim. Now I will discipline them all. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hidden from me. Now Ephraim, you have practiced prostitution. Israel is defiled. Their deeds do not allow them to return to their God, the Father. For the spirit of prostitution is in them, and they do not know the Father. The arrogance of Israel bears witness against them, against him. Israel and Ephraim stumble because of their iniquity, and Judah stumbles with them. With their flocks and herds they will go to seek the Father, but will not find him. He has withdrawn from them. They have betrayed the Father, for they have borne illegitimate children. Now the new moon will devour them, together with their fields. Political upheavals. Blow the ram's horn in Gibeah, the trumpet in Ramah. Sound the alarm in Beth-Aven. Look behind you, Benjamin. Ephraim shall become a wasteland on the day of punishment. Among the tribes of Israel I announce what is sure to be. The princes of Judah have become like those who move a boundary line. Upon them I will pour out my wrath like water. Ephraim is oppressed, crushed by judgment, for he has willingly gone after filth. I am like a moth for Ephraim, like rotten for the house of Judah. When Ephraim saw his infirmity and Judah his sore, Ephraim went to Assyria and sent to the great king, but he cannot heal you, nor take away your sword. For I am like a lion to Ephraim, like a young lion to the house of Judah. It is I who tear the prey and depart. I carry it away, and no one can save it. In sincere conversion, I will go back to my place until they make reparation and seek my presence. In their affliction they shall look for me. Thank you so much, Heavenly Father. I will that your will be done. voice of your prophets reign and throughout the land to the four corners of the earth. All praise and glory belong to you, Father. Thank you so much. I love you, baby.